Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you'll stick around till the end because I've got something special for those of you who want to learn how to watercolor paint. So getting into this video, I'm going to be creating an ink and wash flower. So ink and wash is basically a process of sketching out your subject in ink and then doing quick washes of color to bring it to life. A lot of watercolor artists do this plein air or outdoors, so they can quickly sketch out their scene as it's happening in front of them. I'm going to take my time with this flower and show you how I like to add depth and shading with ink, and then I'll add a splash of color to finish it off. This is definitely just my own techniques. There might be different ways to do this, but this is how I like to, and hopefully it will be of help to you guys. So as you can see here, I'm starting with a pencil sketch because I want to be sure that I place all of the petals correctly before going in with ink. When that's done, I go over the outlines with a 3mm permanent ink pen, which I'm using here. I'm using the Sigma micron pen here, but you really can use any pen that you want as long as it is a permanent ink that will not bleed if you get it wet. I'm going to leave my tools that I used below in the description box just in case you want to check those out. So I'm just going over all of the outlines of the petals here, and I'm kind of making adjustments, kind of ignoring some of the pencil lines that I did just to help balance it out a little more because I start to see things a little differently when I add the ink, so I just kind of like to adjust things as I go. And then once that's done, I'm just taking an eraser and erasing all of the pencil lines so we just have the ink sketch. So I'm switching now to a 1mm pen, and this is going to be used for all of the shading, doing all the dark values and all of the sort of small line work. So as you can see, I started off just doing the darkest darks of the petals, sort of in the corners and at the top there, and I'm just kind of darkening those. All I'm doing is making small lines. I have a really light hand when I do this, so I'm not pressing that hard at all. And I am kind of using the edge of the tip of the pen. I also like to throw in these sort of really thin broken lines that you can see going up and down the petals, just to kind of give the indication of the folds and creases in the petals, because a lot of flower petals will actually have these little veiny lines in them, and I like to represent those in my ink work as well. So I'm keeping a really light hand and light strokes on some of the mid-tones and the lightest lights, and then I'm going over the darker areas with more lines, and even sometimes I'll do like a cross-hatching effect to kind of darken those areas even more. So I'm adding shadows around the base of the petals where the other ones sort of overlap, because obviously that's going to be where the petals are darker. And I'm just continuing this on each petal separately. I like to just do one petal at a time so I can kind of keep track of where I'm at, and I can compare the one petal to the one beside it and kind of adjust my darkness and lightness that way. And what I mean by that is sometimes you'll finish a petal and then you'll go on to the next petal and you'll kind of do the same amount of shading, but then you'll realize that that petal should actually be a little bit darker. So then from there you can adjust your shading and your tones and stuff just using pressure and your pen. And I'm leaving some of the areas white, like around some of the edges of the petals, just to give that kind of highlighted effect. It just helps add a little bit more depth as well and makes it look a little less two-dimensional. So when I've finished all of the petals, I like to go in and just start adjusting some of those darkest darks again, add a little bit more shadows and darken those mid-tones just a little bit, just kind of eye it when I'm finished and just see what needs to be adjusted. So now with that done, I'm gonna add a little bit of color. So I'm mixing up a mauve color here, and I did add a little bit of white, but I didn't really like that, so I went back to just using the mauve without much white in it. So I did wet the petals a little bit just to help the color flow, and I'm just adding sort of a light wash of that mauve color, and then I'm adding a darker wash of that to the darker areas. So to make it darker, it just means that you have less water in your mix. So I'm just adding that along the shaded areas just to help them look a little bit darker still. And then for the stem, I had a little bit of green mixed up, so I just kind of splashed that on, and this is pretty much it. So when I'm doing the color, I really don't pay much attention to detail. I just like to splash it on as quick as I can, and that's how I end up with a finished product like this. So that's really all there is to it. I hope you guys liked this one. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching this video. As I said at the beginning, I have a special for those of you who are watching right now. For the next 48 hours only, I am dropping the cost of my watercolor workshop to 50% off. That is like insane. I've never done that before ever. I just wanted to do something special for my YouTube subscribers to thank you guys for sticking with me. I love making videos for you guys, and I love hearing your suggestions for things that I should paint. So this is just like a big warm YouTube community thank you. So the link that will be active for 48 hours only for the 50% off deal is going to be right here, watercolor-workshop.com/YouTube. You can go there, you can sign up today and get a crazy deal. You're gonna get everything that the normal premium membership people will get. You're gonna get access to over, I think there's over 30 videos now in the video library. I'm going to teach you step by step the basics of watercolor, how to paint, how to do different techniques. You're gonna do a whole bunch of different projects, and you're gonna be able to share all of that work in the Facebook group. You're also going to get access to my brand new sketch library, which is basically a whole library of sketches that I have done that you guys can actually copy and paint. So if you want all of the details, more than I can talk about right now, head on over to this link and get started today. I really hope to see you guys soon. Once again, this is only for 48 hours. After the 48 hours is up, the price will be going back up. So, and I'm not just like BSing you guys, it actually will. So take advantage now while you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. And if you want to leave a suggestion for my next video of what I should paint, leave that below in the comments. If I choose your comment, I will send you a print of the final painting. I'll see you guys next time.